Hello and welcome to Poughkeepsie Live. Tonight we have an exciting show. The John Klein Combine is our musical guest, and all the way from Foley Entertainment, Mr. Eugene Foley is going to be speaking with us about the music industry. So let's start with a little bit of music from the John Klein Combine. Welcome back to Poughkeepsie Live. I'm here with Eugene Foley from Foley Entertainment. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Michael. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Tell us a little bit about your background in the music industry.
Well, Mike, I started out many years ago as a guitar player myself. I even brought a guitar with me just in case the guys needed me. In the pinch, I was ready to play. But I started out in that end of the business and went on to go to law school and realized I was better on the other side of the desk than the stage. So I kind of started we're an entertainment agency and a consulting firm with clients all over the United States and some foreign countries as well, handling everything from promotion, marketing, artist development, career guidance, media buying, and shopping. Kind of full service entertainment agency. So
tell us a little bit about the music industry as of 30 years ago to now.
I think years ago the key thing was if an artist was trying to make a name for themselves and a label saw them, even if they weren't ready for prime time yet, they would take them under their wing and develop them slowly and get them into a studio and get them on the road and do all those steps. And over time, they would get from point A to B. Nowadays, it doesn't work that way anymore. Now it's up to the band and their own team, their attorney, their manager, publicist, etc., producer, to do it for them. And you have to get out there and make your own record and get on the road and tour and sell records and get hits to your website and get press and get college radio. And if you are successful to a certain level, then the labels kind of come in and take it, the next mile down the road for you.
So they're looking for more of a polished situation.
Exactly. It takes a lot of the risk away from them. Because if you could already prove to them and to the industry that you're already successful at radio, at the live gigs, at sales, press, you kind of remove some of the risk, and they're not starting at square one.
Right. Now it's a competitive industry, but just how competitive is it?
Very, very competitive, because especially nowadays with recording being much more affordable, pressing CDs are more affordable. There's a lot more ways to promote your band now between the internet and all these other emerging technologies. And I think because of that, it seems like everyone and their uncle has a CD these days.
Right.
And sometimes the people who are really talented, it's hard to fight through that glut to get heard.
Sure. We have a little information about the agency itself. Eugene Foley, Foley Entertainment. You guys do career guidance,
yes,
promotion, marketing, publicity, artist development, and what's the shopping all about?
Shopping is record companies and music publishers and things. They don't take unsolicited material. It has to come from someone that they have a relationship with. It might be like us, an agent. It could be an attorney, a manager, a producer, someone that they deal with and trust and have an open door to. So if someone comes to us and we feel they have enough on the table, they have enough radio, enough press, enough sales to warrant making that call, to Mr. Sony, right, then we get involved and do that as well.
And you have a book called Artist Development.
Yeah.
What can people find in that book?
I think, just from doing this every day, like for over 12 years, we've had a service where bands and artists, for free, no strings attached, you could send in a CD and a press kit, and we do a free review and analysis and a written evaluation, kind of telling you the good, the bad, the ugly about your whole music, the presentation, the pictures, your mom's cooking, whatever, we do it all. And I think at that point, I'm seeing the areas where people have the most difficulty, where they're coming up short. If it's song arrangements, if it's marketing, whatever it may be, from just being in the trenches every day. And I said, a book really has to be written, because the way the business model has changed so much over the last few years, I really felt there wasn't another book out there that talked about today.
Right.
Not maybe the way it was 3 years ago, but the way it is today.
Because it's forever changing.
Exactly.
And some of the highlights of the book, what do you feel that they are?
I think the keys are song arrangements, because I see that's a big flaw with a lot of artists that send me their CD, where the songs aren't arranged properly, where radio and A&R people would just never embrace it, as talented as they may be.
Right. If
you don't have those marks, certain intros, and when your chorus comes in, all those things, you're out of luck. And there's a really good tips about your marketing plans, promotion, building your team, because it's very hard to do a lot of this without people connected around you. So having the right attorney, the right publicist, the right publisher, everyone, as you put your team around you, and then you go to war with those.
We have a lot of people that, come through the show, young performers and artists, and they're always asking us, what advice would you give to a young artist right now? I'd like to hear that from you. What's your take on
I would say for sure the key things are write great songs, because you could be the best guitar player in the world, and if you don't know how to write a song, the labels aren't going to embrace it. You got to write songs, learn them, write them, compare what you're doing against your competition on the radio, and see if you're even close to that.
Okay.
I think that's important. I think, and recording when you're ready for it. I see some bands will go in the studio and they'll do a 12-song record when maybe really their songs aren't ready yet, or maybe only 3 of them are. It's not a rush. It's like a marathon. You don't want to do it overnight. Just, do your thing.
Now, are record companies or agencies looking for a particular type of package? Is there an arrangement of a package, 3 songs, 5 songs?
Good question. I think anywhere from 3 to 5 is fine. I prefer 4 if you have it. If a band comes to me and it's a 10-song full-length record, usually we'll put a sticker on the CD with suggested tracks so they know which ones to go to, the singles.
Right. And
of course the bio, the photo, and the key thing that seems like, I'd say 85% of the packages I get, people miss, is the folder, the 2-pocket folder that you can get at an office supply store for $4 for a 10-pack.
Right.
And they don't do that. And you open up the envelope and everything just spills out all over your desk, and the letter one way, the CD another way, and people are missing the boat on that. And these are things that just annoy radio people and labels, because they get 400 or 500 packages a week.
Sure.
And if they open it and an assistant preps it for their boss and it's all over the place, you already have a strike against you if you have them annoyed before they even hit the play button. And remove the shrink wrap. Anytime you mail a CD to a radio station, a club, journalist, anyone, take the plastic off. They're busy people.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, just let them get it into the deck before they get more angry.
Sure. Now, throughout history, we've had many years of one-hit wonders that seem to be a trend for quite some time. Sure. Is that happening now again?
Yeah, I still see that. I think a lot of times groups get signed. They might have that one great song. For whatever reason, an A&R guru at a label goes nuts over it. They put $1 million into it. They break it. It runs its course. They put out the second single, and if that doesn't take off within a few weeks, then unfortunately a lot of times the bands get dropped.
That's done.
And the label might have maybe invested $1 million, but maybe made 8 or 10 million. And as business people, they cut the strings as soon as they realize it's going down the other side of the hill.
Right.
And you're out.
Sure.
Where years ago that might not have happened. They developed people that they really believed in. That's why this book, I think, will be very helpful to people.
Tell us a little bit about the book you have here, right? It's artist development.
I think I think any industry, I see the other books that are out there. A lot of them don't really cover today's model. And secondly, I noticed a lot of them cover for people already well down the road. There's already people already at the point of showcasing for record companies and touring nationally. Right. And there's this very small amount of artists out there that are that far down the road. By far, the majority are the people still in their mom's garage trying to, learn how to write a song, how to arrange a song, how to promote and market themselves. Sure. So hopefully this would help people and is doing well.
Absolutely. You have some upcoming events, if you could just tell us what's going on.
Yeah, we keep an eye on the website. We're doing a lot of book signings all over the country. We're in Barnes & Noble stores from coast to coast, so we're going all over, everywhere from New Jersey to Minnesota and everywhere in between, and as far south as Georgia. We're kind of getting out on the weekends, and we do more than just a book signing. I make it a bit of a little 30 or 40-minute free seminar, so people come out, get some free advice, hand me a CD for the review, and if you buy a book, that's great. If not, I hope you at least learn something from the seminar.
Excellent. Well, thank you for being on the program,
Thank you,
Mr. Foley.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we're going to hear more from the John Klein Combine Band. Don't go away.